All right. In 3 hours, I got my last exam. I had one yesterday. And then after my exam today, I will be home free. I said in the previous video that I want to be super intentional about how I spend my time between the end of summer and the start of fall, because I have 3 weeks off. And during that 3 weeks, I'll be working, but I'll only be working 3 days a week, and I usually only work 2.5 to 3.5 hours at a time. So it takes up, really a kind of a small portion of my day. And I'm going to hate myself if I sit around and watch 3-hour Joe Rogan podcasts and just sit here and be stupid and lazy. I'm going to be super disappointed in myself once these 3 weeks are over and I have nothing to show for it. That being said, I guess formally speaking, my internship will start next week on Tuesday the 6th, when I'll be meeting with, I guess, my editor. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I don't know about this internship. The only thing I do know is that I'm doing it. But I'll go in Tuesday morning. What time? 10 a.m. I should write that down. And see what's what and meet people and get like a formal, more rigorous sense of what I'm doing and what they expect of me and all of that stuff. I imagine I'll be doing most of that work from home, assuming I'm just being given scientific papers and writing on them. I don't need to be anywhere else to do that. Although if they want me in their office, so be it. Not a big deal. It's on campus. So assuming that's still going to be here, I don't know how much I'm going to be writing. I'm going to assume an article a week, maybe more, maybe less. I don't know. It's another thing I need to figure out. But even still, I'm going to have a fair amount of time to do other things between work and internship. A couple things I want to do every day. One is meditate in the morning. That's a habit that I've gotten into in the last week. I've dabbled in it in the past, over the past year or two. I'm terrible at meditation. Clearing my mind is like near impossible for me. But obviously it requires practice. And I find it to be beneficial and calming and help to, help to kind of balance out my anxiety and stuff like that. So, and I think it's just a good opportunity to get away from technology and distractions and try and be disconnected from things. But anyhow, so I want to meditate. I want to run every day. I want to get back into running. I'm sure I've mentioned this before. I ran competitively in high school, but that was 10 years ago, and I've run on and off since then. But it's a habit I want to get back into, my jank knee permitting. And I also want to get back into coding. So I started doing that a couple months ago. I was had some good momentum going, and then summer started and I'm writing 6 essays a week and all of this other stuff, and I'm just frankly didn't have the time for it. I've only had 2 classes, but I'm in class like 15, 20 hours a week, something absurd. And between that and all the assignments, I didn't have a lot of time, but now I will. So I think I want to do at least 2, preferably 4 hours per day coding. I have a book that I was using. Where it at? Here it is. Don't look at my sweatpants. I'm still in sweatpants. Learn Python 3 the Hard Way by Zed Shaw. I like this. I've probably mentioned it before, but I'll rehash it. It starts from the absolute beginning, like writing commands in a command line in your terminal on your computer. So it's extremely basic and extremely rigorous, and it's precisely what I wanted. I even went on Twitter and personally thanked him. And he responded, which was dope. So there's that. I want to go cover to cover on this bad boy. And I would like to get to the point where I'd like to not only master coding, but I'd also like to get neck deep in all of the other stuff. I guess computer science in general, and the intricacies of computers and all of that other stuff. I think it'd be a nice thing to know, and I think it would complement being able to code very well. Hopefully over the next 3 weeks, I'll be able to get 30 or 40 hours just coding, and then I'll be exercising daily, which I've gotten better at lately, but I still need consistency. I need a little more rigor. And meditating every day, so I'm kind of covering all of the bases. So, gonna be ultra productive. I guess one of the biggest roadblocks to that is getting up in the morning. I can be a morning person if I have to. Last spring, I had to get up at 6 a.m. 3 days a week for an 8 a.m. class, which isn't my favorite, but it's doable. But when I don't have obligations and I don't have a reason to wake up, hell, I'll sleep until 10 or 11, no problem. And I'll enjoy every moment of it. So honestly, getting out of bed in the morning when I don't have any real commitments is like the hardest thing ever for me. But you know, if I can convince myself that what I'm getting up for is important, then I'll get up. So hopefully the next 3 weeks will be good. And then once these 3 weeks are up, I'll be quitting my job so that I can focus on the internship and school, because school alone is going to take up most of my time. The internship, it might be a bit of a struggle to manage, but I really want to do it, and I really want to do it well. So those are those two things, and then we'll just see how that goes. But I got a wedding to go to and be in the middle of this. Speaking of which, my sword came in the mail the other day. You're probably asking, why the hell does this have to do with anything? Well, it's because it's a military wedding, and we're going to be doing some sword business. So I worked a lot with the sword and the military, and I just forgot how heavy they are. So, I mean, there will be practicing involved, and I might be sore from that. So the wedding's going to punctuate these 3 weeks. And it's going to kill a lot of my time, but you know, that's all right. No big deal. And you know, it'll be fun and all that other stuff. So at that point, it might be a good break from coding and all of that stuff, trying really hard to be productive, because it's unrealistic for me to expect of myself that I'm going to go full bore 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. every single day on vacation. I know it's not going to happen. I want to shoot for the stars, but you and I both know we ain't landing there. Okay. But I got to set goals, because I can't even begin to reach goals if I don't have any goals to reach. You know what I mean? So that's what I got. I've made a kind of like a 3-week calendar separate from the usual calendar that I use, because I generally like to reserve this for hard commitments, like meetings that I have with my editor next week, and when I work, and when Anna and I get paid, and when we go on vacation, and when we have to be at a wedding, and that kind of stuff. So formal commitments that will be problematic if I don't show up to. But other things like my extracurriculars that I want to do, meditating, running, and coding, I'm just going to put it on here. And other miscellaneous stuff that comes up, maybe chores that I need to do, like mow the lawn, and what other errands I might need to run, I'll probably put on here as well, so it doesn't muddy this up, because you can see how many times I've used whiteout on this bad boy. It's starting to look really stupid, but gotta do what you gotta do. It's the price you pay for writing everything in pen. So anyhow, I guess I should go study a little bit, although I really don't think it's necessary. I have an ANS class and I don't study for anything. I don't study ever. But it can't hurt. It's not going to give me a lower grade if I do study. So I'm going to go do that. But thanks for watching. See you next time.